Hey, what's going on, Solar family? Hopefully you're doing amazing. And in this video, I want to go over the key point indicators that you need to track in your solar sales business. And when I say solar sales business, doesn't mean that you're a solar sales company or organization. I'm referring to even if you're a solar sales rep, this is still a business. And unfortunately, a lot of solar sales rep don't track their results, right? They basically don't have a dashboard on the efficiency and how healthy their business is. And today I want to show you those key point indicators on how to really track your business, because once you identify and track your business, you'll be able to identify exactly the processes that you need to improve. But without having the correct data, there's literally no way for you to improve anything, because you need to have quantifiable data first. But before I dive into it, if you haven't met already, my name is James Ramos. I'm the founder of Solar University. I've been in solar for over 8 years, and 7 years out of the 8 years in solar, I literally haven't stepped foot inside a homeowner's house. I also train and help thousands of people transition into another career into the solar industry. So if you need help transitioning from another industry into solar, or maybe you want to learn how to sell solar virtually, or you're a home improvement contractor that wants to add solar in your book of business, make sure you book your free solar strategy call. It's gonna be a pop-up right above this video. Other than that, let me go ahead and dive right into it. All right, so what I wanna show you are the key point indicators, also known as KPIs, to track your business, to see how healthy your business is. Because by knowing the KPIs, you'll know exactly where to focus on your business, and it's not gonna be guesswork. Before I dive into it, I wanna go over one thing. The first thing is you have to be real with yourself, and you have to give actual real numbers, okay? Because what I mean by that is I jump on hundreds of solar strategy calls, and when I ask consultants, hey, what's your close rate? And they say, oh, I'm a 90% closer, right? I'm like, dude, that's amazing. But I honestly feel there's nobody that's a 90% closer unless you're closing warm market leads, which is basically your family and your friends. Because I know right away, if you're giving me a 90% close rate for cold market leads, I know it's a bunch of fluff already. And the first thing that you need to do and able to track your business to see how healthy it is to be real with yourself and these numbers, okay? That's gonna be the foundation. So diving into the KPIs, these are the numbers and efficiency that we track in a high level, okay? Because again, you can't identify the holes in your process and where to improve until you have some KPIs in place that you're tracking. Because as you know, what you track will grow, right? So ideally you're tracking these numbers so it'll grow, your close rate will grow, not necessarily like cancellation rates. We'll dive in here in a second. So the first thing is, for example, is you need to track the number of leads that you're getting. And make sure as well, if you're getting leads at the door and you're also purchasing leads like online, or you're running ads, make sure that you make this completely separate, okay? Because we don't want to commingle the two, because we want accurate data based on our efforts, our marketing efforts, okay? So that's the key point. So for example, if you're getting 100 leads, and let's say these are like online leads, right? You're purchasing them or you're running ads yourself, and we're gonna base this on a month, right? On a monthly basis. If you're getting 100 leads a month, first and foremost, that's the first number you need to track, right? How many leads am I getting? The second is the number of appointments booked, right? How many did I book? So for example, if you book 50 appointments out of the 100, that means that your booked rate is at 50%, okay? Hopefully it's making sense so far, okay? The next metric that you need to track is the number of sit appointments, okay? Because based on the booked appointments, not all of these homeowners that you book on your calendar is actually gonna sit down with you, okay? So you need to understand, okay, how many of those appointments that I've scheduled actually sat down with me personally, right? So for example, if you got, say, 25, right, sit down appointments out of the 50 booked, that means that your sit down rate is at 50%, okay? It's right around 50%. So the next thing that you need to track is the cancellation rate. How many of the appointments that I booked actually canceled? And you can kind of do the math here, right? So if you got 25 out of the 50, more than likely 25 of them canceled. Okay, so 25 actual homeowners canceled on you. So that means that your cancellation rate is also at 50%. Okay, if you booked 50 appointments, 25 of them canceled, and you sat down with 25, that means your cancellation rate is 50%, right? Hopefully that's making sense, right? You can watch this video a couple of times if you don't quite get it the first time around. So the next two metrics are really, really critical as well, because it's going to determine your close rate. Okay, so the next number that you need to track is the number of deals you closed. Out of the 25 sit-down appointments, if you sat down and closed 10 of these appointments, that means that you're right around a 40% close rate, right? And if my numbers are a little bit off, you get the gist, right? I'm not the best at math, okay? So basically you sat down with 25 homeowners, you closed 10, that's right around 40%, right? Right around there. And ideally, your close rate should be at 50%. Okay, write this down. Your close rate for cold market leads should be at 50%. So now you can track to see some of the areas where you need to improve, right? So for example, if the target is at 50%, now you need to know I need to level up my sales pitch a little bit more. Because if you can improve your close rate by 10% from 40 to 50%, that's literally like 1 or 2 extra deals for you every single month, right? So imagine if you're sitting down with 10 homeowners, right? And you're able to improve your close rate by 10 more percent, that means that you're going to get 1 additional deal, right? 1 additional deal on top of what you're currently making. And that 1 additional deal, right? You can make $4, $5, $10,000 per deal. So it's really important to increase this number up to 50%. And once you're at 50%, then now okay, I got something going, right? I don't necessarily need to focus on my sales presentation anymore. I mean, obviously there's always room to improve, but if you're getting a 50% close rate, you're right at the sweet spot, right? Now you could focus on other parts of your business to make and improve those numbers as well. So for example, if you're getting 100 appointments and you're only booking, say for example, 20 of these, right? 20 appointments instead of 50, now you're at a 20%, right? Booked rate. And ideally you want to be right around 50% of everything, right? 50, 50, 50, 50, right? And just to let you know, right? Cancellation rates can range between 40 to 50% for like online leads. Sometimes it's a little bit better than that, but just keep in mind, if you keep a really conservative numbers for cancellation rate, even if your cancellation target is 40 to 50%, now you have more accurate conservative data. And if you can get a lower cancellation rate, that's even better for your business, right? But again, you're gonna have to crunch these numbers for yourself. You need to identify what are your KPIs, what are your benchmarks, because again, our cancellation rate may be at 30% or even better, and maybe your standard based on the lead campaign that you have, that particular KPI may be at 50%, right? So it's very hard to determine for you what are your KPIs until you start tracking these numbers. But ideally, I'm gonna tell you right now, ideally at the end of the day, when these numbers are crunched, you should be closing at a 50% close rate, okay? So if you wanna dive in deeper and you're looking into transitioning to solar and you need help in getting started, finding the right company, finding the right systems and platforms and coaches and mentors, make sure that you book a free solar strategy call. There's gonna be a pop-up right above this video. Other than that, have an amazing day. Goodbye for now. Peace.